To, whether I want to or not. Many of you know Mel as a gentle giant, and some of you knew him as a very persuasive giant. I've met and know Mel a little differently. After not being in Puerto Vallarta for about 25 or 30 years, I was given the opportunity after becoming disabled to come back. And I was horrified about it since I couldn't walk more than half a block. I couldn't pick up my carry-on luggage, least of all my suitcase, or anything else, and I didn't know anybody. And I found Mel's name on the web, and I contacted him. And he was like a long-lost friend, even though it was the first time that I had any contact with him. He was wonderful. I was a disabled lady, I was a single lady, and I was a horrified lady. And he helped to take some of those things away from me. He tried very hard to include me when so often when you are couples, you don't think about single people. And he included me with them. He asked me to join into different activities. He asked me to go to Valentine's Day, which was the last thing I ever thought about going to. He asked me to go and join for New Year's Eve. And he asked me repeatedly to become a member of IFC. And so he was very special in those ways as well. But there was even more. Mel, with his size 16 shoes, and me, with 5 feet of me, encountered his shoe on one occasion. I was sure that I would need to go to the emergency room, and luckily nothing was broken. But again, it was done in jest, and it was humorous, and it was funny, and it made life a lot easier. And then McGinnis came into my life. And I'm sure many of you know Muffy, Barbara and Mel's dog, who hated all other dogs in the world. Muffy loved McGinnis. And therefore, the two of them could run on the beach together. I could go into Barb and Mel's home with McGinnis. They were available at all times. As a matter of fact, they had play dates. And so that entered another venue for me and for my dog, and gave me a very warm spot. But the very last thing that I'd like to mention, part of it ironic. I saw Mel right before he died in Chicago. And McGinnis, of course, was with me. And we waited till we were able to go into his room. Barbara was there, Shelley, their daughter, McGinnis and I waited. And eventually we were able to go into the room, and McGinnis walked right up to Mel. And he was kind of oblivious of things initially. And then he started petting McGinnis. And from that point on, it was that he didn't want to eat, but he wanted to pet McGinnis and eat ice cream. And those were wonderful memories. Too short, not enough time, but he'll always have a warm space in my heart, as he probably will in many of yours.